Hi, my name is Bob Dunsmore. I have some great news for the entire nation. I'm the compiler of the Great Mandate, which is a move-on campaign to demand direct democracy. Actually, we are not going to be asking permission. We are going to bring democracy to the USA. I was at Kent State in 1969 on that day of infamy where 4 students were shot and killed. I was in Washington, D.C. for every moratorium against the Vietnam War. I was tear gassed. I remember Nixon getting the word out with like 1 million people surrounding him saying that he was watching football. And I realized, the way this political system is set up, they do not want to hear my voice. They don't want to hear your voice. And look at what's happening now. It's not about the injustice and the killing of blacks. I grew up with images of families lynched. Hundreds of pictures I remember in my mind of black folk in the South lynched in trees. I realized that for my grandchildren, in order to be able to assure them that they have a beautiful regenerative future in their lives, that I would dedicate my life to bringing democracy to the USA, because I believe that the majority of people in this country are compassionate and caring. We want universal health care. We want to take care of those who can't afford health care. We want to use our tax money for schools and education, for bringing health to this country, for regenerating our soils and reversing climate change. This is what the majority of the people want, but we have not, until recently, had a way to demonstrate that majority will. Now we do. We have blockchain technology for voting apps so that you will be able to download to your phone, your cell phone, a voting app that we are going to be calling We the People, that is being developed now as we speak. The Heart Mind Alliance, which I founded, has donated the initial funds to an app development corporation so that within a few weeks we will have the capability in this country of demonstrating the majority will of the voting public. Those of us that download the app, which is a secure blockchain app that is very, very difficult to hack, and was developed in Australia by the Flux Party. They just introduced the app, the Flux Party app, in Australia just last Saturday, I believe it was. And they have allowed that app to be released to the world. And here in the United States, we may be the first country, in fact, in the planet's history, to take that app and to use it to actually represent ourselves, to govern ourselves, to have direct vote, and to allow Congress to administer the majority will. And so I believe that we may be able to bypass, before even November, I hope, the electoral process, which is so broken, so weak, so ineffective, and actually vote directly for a president that we would like to see in office, not because he can defeat Trump, but because he can help keep our world from sliding and collapsing further and further towards extinction, and to help our country from further collapse by bringing home our military sons and daughters from around the world and putting them to work to rebuild our country and to bring health and vitality to our economy, to our infrastructure, and release the funds of maintaining over 800 military bases to regenerate our soils, to retool our factories, to move us into renewable energy. We can do it practically overnight. We can deal with the COVID crisis as a people, not as a pharmaceutical corporation. We have so much that we can do, and I encourage you to take a look at the Great Mandate. You can read the entire 33 demands of the mandate, which we, the people, will vote on, every single issue, including eliminating the Electoral College, for example, and having our soils regenerated by declaring that all agriculture go organic and go regenerative, and that those corporations that have made huge fortunes by killing the source of life on our planet, the earth itself, the soil, go around the world to all the land that they have destroyed and help to regenerate and to bring microbiological life back to the soil, which in a discussion on NPR it was pointed out, it would reverse climate change because it would be able to draw down carbon. I heard one scientist say that if only 1% of India's arable land were regenerative, it would actually draw down all the carbon dioxide emitted by humans on the planet, just 1% of India's arable land. So overnight we could reverse climate change by having regenerative agriculture, which would guarantee locally based agriculture and stabilize economies around the world, which has already been proven whenever agriculture becomes locally based. Nutrition would go up. We would be able to absorb into our bodies plant-derived minerals, which will easily be absorbed by the body with the microbiological life, which is also taken into the plants. We, according to the discussion on NPR, it could end the immigration crisis because millions of farmers are leaving their fields around the world because they can't grow food. The seeds will not reproduce. They can't afford the incredible chemicals and the Roundup type toxins that they are told they need to put into the soil. And so this agricultural revolution will actually help bring millions and millions of jobs just here in the United States, because organic agriculture is much more labor intensive. And so we are insisting in the Great Mandate number 26, that the agricultural corporations of the world help the small farmers regain their land that was confiscated by the claims that they had stolen the pollens and the genetic material from corporations like Monsanto. We can bring back to this country health, vitality, hope, just by having a direct vote app that all of us can download. And so we can, at the local, state, and national levels, be able to vote directly on what it is that we want done, and then have our elected public officials carry out the work. after a pledge of allegiance from every individual, every public servant, that they will follow the majority will in the country. So you can actually see Congress working on proposals to present to the nation that we can vote up and down on. So be watching for We the People, the app that will be downloaded. Let's demand direct democracy from the streets, because when I was in Seattle at the occupied zone, everybody agreed, all the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, I was able to address the assembly there, everybody agreed. There's only one solution to all this injustice, all this racial violence, all this crazy profit before people, and that is to have a true democracy in this country. And having worked in 20 different countries of the world in community development work, I found out from the people at all levels that if the United States becomes the true democracy, then the entire world will follow suit, because we are the dominant power politically, because of military imposition. We will redeem the lives of those who founded this country, who wanted this self-rule, who wanted we the people to rule. We will redeem the lives of millions that have died around the world, trying to get a little bit more of a tortilla on the plate, or trying to make a little bit more sense out of their lives and their resources, and being slammed down and put down and destroyed by the United States of America. We have invaded Central America 21 times to prop up dictators. I could go on and on about the abuses, but we feel that enslavement to this profit before people society. And now we're going to have, for the first time, the technical ability to move beyond that. And you'll be able to verify your vote and to verify whether or not it was counted properly. So let's celebrate direct democracy coming to the USA. Check it out. You can get in touch with me at heartmindalliance@gmail.com. That's heartmindalliance@gmail.com. And check out the Great Mandate at solutions.info. Well, there's a hyphen after the L, SOL, hyphen, and then the rest of the word solutions, UTIONS.info. And there's a link to the Move On campaign where you can sign your name. That you can see who has signed it there, and you can see their comments. It includes the 13-year president of Habitat for Humanity, the Reverend Dr. Rowe. It includes who I consider to be our nation's Mahatma, who worked with Martin Luther King, David Hartsoe and his wife Janet of World Beyond War. People believe this is the most comprehensive vehicle for democracy for the USA, the Great Mandate. Check it out. And let's celebrate in the streets democracy coming to the USA. Thank you very much.